Okay. Okay. The next thing that we are going to see is import of goods and services, right? So, how do we handle? So, I have one company where I have import of goods and also services. I've got one complete cycle of your importing, selling, adjusting your tax and all those things. So, I'm going to show that how you can manage that. Right? Okay, so I have this company, import of goods and services. Okay, so what are the master configurations? That is, uh, Rajesh. Okay, okay. What are the masters that are required? Okay, so so the easiest thing for us to look into the master, I'm sure you know, you come to D. Always use hotkey. So it is very very, you can be a power user of Tally. So I want to go to display menu. So the hotkey is D. Uh, Hotkey is D. Then I want to go to list of account. The hotkey is L. So here I have this thing. I've only created for this particular area. So now, uh,
You can.
so first is that I am importing. Yeah. So I'm importing service or goods. I can import service goods from the same person also, doesn't matter. So we will see what configuration is required for the party master. He is your sundry creditor who is supplying. So this my ledger that I've created is a US supplier, right? So he's your sundry creditor, right? Important thing is that you will select the country here. So it is going to give you the list of all the country here. When you select the country, you will notice here Tally is going to jump. It is not going to ask you GST number. It is not going to ask you registration number. Nothing it is going to ask you, right? Straight away it is going to take this thing. So now Tally will also know that this party, if you use this party in your sales voucher, it is considered as export. If you use it in your purchase voucher, it will consider as import. So this is the configuration that you do for party master. Then my I'll come to my item. I'll come to my stock item, right? So I am importing this iPhone X from US. Okay, so what is that you are going to do, right? So I'm not going to do anything here, right? So I'm going to just say primary, and because this item, I'm importing this item, right? And this item has got 18%, which I've already done. So only thing, again you will see this automatically Tally will make this as applicable for all the item which needs to be forming part of your GST. Now when you come here, okay, so now I've either you specify this at the item level, or if it is at the company level 18%, then you don't have to do this. Okay, so this is about your item. Now sorry, I have this consultancy charges, and this is the import of service that I'm doing. So I have created this item called consultancy charges, which I'm importing. So it doesn't matter, you can put it under purchase or direct expenses, indirect expenses, it is your choice. Only thing, you have to make sure that this is applicable. Now, okay, one more thing that I can do here is that if I come to set alter GST rate, uh, right? So if you see here, I have not done anything here except that the rate is already given here. The nature of transaction I have selected not applicable. I mentioned to you that when you select not applicable, in the beginning, when I showed this slide, I told you, depending on your party, depending on your state and the country, Tally will automatically pick up whether it is import, or whether it is interstate purchase, or whether it is local purchase. If you select, the moment you go and attach a particular nature of payment, then it becomes a one-to-one linking, right? Then it is always going to take that only. Okay, so this is important for you to remember. Then the other thing here, uh, goods. services, then one more is capital goods. Now, this breakup is required for you in your GSTR 9, right? So, when you create this master, you can always select this as service, goods, or capital goods. I'll just now show you how you can set it up for capital goods also. Okay. So if you select goods, then Tally will give you this three classification. All your input credit, it is going to give you. We have also given 9, which is we don't call it as GSTR 9 in Tally, because you cannot export a JSON file from there and then you can upload it. So what Tally says, it says annual return computation, which is literally your 9 form only. Okay, so there if you see, it will give you a breakup of your input credit on goods, input credit on service, input credit on capital goods, three separate line item with the value and the tax amount it is going to give. So for you to get this breakup, then it is very important, whenever you are creating this master, you have to identify this master as whether it is goods or services. Okay, so now quickly let me just show you the if I'm going to take input tax credit on some asset that I'm going to buy. Okay, so I'm in the list of account. I'm sure you know. If I want to create a new, I want to create a new ledger master. Now, if I want to create a new ledger master, I don't have to press escape, go to gateway of Tally, accounts information, ledger, create. I don't have to do all those things. All I can do is I press Alt C. When I press Alt C from the list of account, Tally will take you to the ledger master creation. Okay, so here I'm saying that this is fixed asset that I'm buying. Okay, and this is going to be under fixed asset. Okay, now if GST is, I'm eligible for the credit, I'm going to say applicable. And one important thing that you have to do here is you come here, you mark it as yes. Okay, you specify the description, HSN, and all those things. Then the nature of payment, you have to tag it. Only if you tag proper nature of payment, then it will ask you whether it is your fixed asset. So for example, I am buying this locally, so I'm going to say purchase taxable, and see here Tally is asking you whether this is a capital goods. So all capital goods, when you're claiming your input tax credit, you link the nature of transaction. Tally will automatically open up and ask you whether it is a capital goods. If you select this as capital goods and if you enter the rate of GST, then Tally will also give you your input tax credit breakup uh, on your capital goods inward supply also. Okay, is this clear? So this is my consultancy charges. So like this, I've just created simple GST ledger, three common CGST, SGST, IGST ledger I've done. Okay, and now let us see how we are going to pass this entry. So first I will show you in the month of January. Okay, first I will show you import of goods. I'm going to show you. So since I've already passed this entry, you can always ask if you have any doubt, because I mean, like, just to save time, I've just captured those entries which I will show you. So first is my purchase. I come to my purchase, right? So this is the month of January. So in the month of January, I have made a purchase of this iPhone X, where I've selected the party, right? And then I've selected this particular item. We just saw the party account. We have already marked as the country as other than India, right? So here, this is what the intelligence which I was talking about. Now, by mistake, let us say, see, I've created this import of goods. Okay, I'll come to this little later. Okay, now let us say I'm just going to say IGST. Okay, if you are generally in your import of goods, your purchase bill is not going to have your IGST created. So you are going to pay this as a separate voucher. So you are not going to catch this. Supposing if I select CGST, right? See here, it is not going to, because when you import, IGST is going to be applicable, right? So when I say CGST, Tally will not calculate. Okay, when I say SGST, Tally will not calculate, because CGST, SGST is not applicable for your import. Okay, so this is another intelligence which I told you. Okay, so now I made this simple import of my purchase entry. Okay, and let us say I Next, what I'm doing is I am going to um, pay my customs duty, right? So I'm going to pay my customs duty. So now I'm going to use my journal entry. Now this is what I was talking about. It all depends on how you want to manage your uh, the entries. Like, I mean, like, for example, here you definitely need a flag. So this entry, I'm eliminating two entries. So what I'm doing, I'm going to make a payment towards my custom duty. So 1 lakh was my uh, original purchase value. So 10% is the custom duty on that. So 10% is 10,000 is the custom duty, right? And IGST needs to be paid on my custom duty as well as my original import value, whatever is the value that the custom duty is going to assess and then put it. Okay. So this is my IGST. Now my IGST is my tax ledger. I am directly debiting it. But then now I want that impact of this 10,000 rupees to be forming part of my assessable value also. So for that, what you have to do, this is one extra step that you have to remember and you have to do it. So for you to do this, what you are going to do, you will come to your purchase entry, right? You will come to the, it's basically an alteration mode. So you will come to the purchase entry, and when you select this particular entry here, okay, now it is asking you what is the taxable value on which IGST is applicable. You see in the bracket, it is giving you the import cost. Okay. Now this 10,000 of custom duty needs to be added. So this box will open when you come in the alteration mode, when you make an import. When it come into the alteration mode, so where you will now manually you have to enter this. Tally is not going to calculate automatically. So you will say 1 lakh is your base price and 10,000 is the custom duty on 1 lakh 10,000. Why are you entering this 1 lakh 10,000? Because the taxable value you have to capture in your written form. That is why this field is very important. So I'm going to say 1 lakh 10,000. Okay, and just save this. I'm going to save this. And now when I come to my journal entry, either you do a journal entry or you can do a payment entry also. And then once you do a payment entry, you have to pass a journal entry because you need that flag to capture. So what I'm doing instead of this, I'm sure that you are aware that you can do cash entry in the journal also. By default, Tally will not show you the cash entry. If you want to enable cash and bank payment in journal entry, your secret number 2, F12 configuration. And here there is one option where it says allow cash account in journal voucher. If you make it as yes, then Tally will give you the cash and bank account on the debit side and also on the credit side. If you make it as no, then Tally will not list your cash and bank account. So what I'm doing here, I've taken my custom duty. Now see here, if you want to increase the inventory value also, additional cost of purchase, if you want to do that, then what you're going to do, you come to custom duty. When I'm creating my custom duty ledger, let us see what I'm doing. I'm pressing control enter here. Custom duty, I can put it under purchase account, my direct expenditure account, whatever ledger you want, you put it. Okay. Now very, very important, this is what I was telling you. Is GST applicable? No, GST is not applicable, right? If you make this as applicable, then it will show an error. Okay. Now, here, include in the assessable value for calculation of GST. If you want to include in the assessable value for calculation of GST, you will say yes, you want to include it, right? And then you will say whether it is applicable for goods or service, or you can say both. Okay, I can say both also. Okay, now I'm going to say, so this is your thing. So now what happens? Oh, one more thing I want to show here. Inventory values are affected. I am saying yes, inventory values are affected because all my additional cost of purchase, I want to add it to the cost of my product. Okay. So when I make this as yes, I'm going to make this as yes. And now it will, because I made inventory values are affected, yes, it will now Tally will actually ask me, it will ask you what is the item. Okay. So it is going to give me the list of item. So I'm going to select here, and very, very important, you will not enter the quantity again, because I've already entered the quantity when I made my original import invoice, when I accounted, right? So here you are only you are only adding the additional cost to the inventory value. So quantity you will leave it blank. And what is the excise duty? What is the customs duty? Sorry, what is the customs duty that you paid on those import? 10,000 rupees. Now, Tally will automatically take this amount and divide by the quantity, and it will give you your landed cost. Okay, I'll show you that also. So I have done this. Then my IGST, GST ledger I have done. Okay, so now it automatically this 1,10,000. I mean, like, you will enter this 1,10,000. These areas, it is manual. Tally is not giving you automatic thing. So you will enter here. Okay, and then you make your payment cash or bank or whatever it is, and then you have saved this thing. Okay, so now what I've done, I have accounted for my input credit, that is IGST that I have paid. I have also accounted that as my eligible input tax credit. Okay. Now the same item, I am going to sell this item. Locally, I am going to sell this item. So I've come here, okay, and then I have made my sale entry. I am selling to a customer in Karnataka. My company is in Karnataka. This is your normal entry. So you are selecting your item, you are selling it, okay, and then CGST, SGST, you select automatically, it will apply. And by mistake, if you select IGST, okay, so you will see that Tally will not calculate IGST because it is a local customer. So the moment you come here and then you type CGST, enter here, you will have to see automatically Tally will calculate. Even if you remove this and enter, Tally will calculate. So whenever automatically Tally calculates, that means your master is right. So I've made the sale entry, right? So now I'll come to my stock summary. And this is not, I'm just going to show you this. See here, my purchase cost was one number, 1 lakh rupees. One phone I purchased, 1 lakh rupees. Then I have added additional 10,000 rupees, which is my customs duty to the cost of my inventory. So if you see, my cost of my inventory is 1,10,000. Okay, so this is where you can consider the additional cost of your purchase also. If you want to put it as part of your inventory, you can do this in Tally supports. So that is what I just want to show here. Okay, so I have done this. Now let us go to our GSTR return. So I go to my the hotkey for GSTR return is, just remember your dog, DOG. So D for display, O for statutory report, G for GST report. And if you want to 1, press 1. If you want 3B, press 3. Okay. So now here, I'll go to my 3B, right? And this is for, January. This is for January, right? So if you see here, I can actually, see this Alt F1 is going to give you your detail. Okay. So this is my outward taxable supply. My normal outward taxable supply I did, and I collected. I collected CGST, SGST of 13,500 each. Okay. Now the input part is what you are going to see here. See here, because I have used the appropriate flag. Now Tally is telling you your input tax credit of 19,800 IGST is your input tax credit of IGST of 19,800 on import of goods is automatically captured here. And now, so you are 13,500, your IGST you adjust, set off against this, and then you make your payment. So this is how you account for import of goods. Import of goods, tax is paid at the custom. Okay, so this is fine. Now import of service. In case of import of service, you are not paying IGST to anybody. It is on reverse charge basis. So how do I handle import of services? Okay, so again I will come to DSS. I made this entry in the month of February. So first, let us say I am going to do a purchase entry. I can do this in journal entry also. So February month, I am showing import of service. So I come here. Now again, it is the same supplier who is now giving me consultancy charges. I'm importing services. Again, the value is 1 lakh. Okay, so this is what is the accounting entry that I'm passing. Okay, how do you change, for some of you, if you are not aware, how do you convert a purchase voucher and sale voucher? You have three modes of capturing purchase and sale: as a voucher, as accounting voucher, as inventory voucher. Now this is as accounting voucher, right? So if you see here on the right hand side, you have this as voucher. I can convert this as voucher. If I'm selecting this entry, I've already passed this. If I'm selecting a new entry, then you have this item invoice, which is grayed out now. So item, you can do item invoice. Already I'm here on the accounting invoice. I can convert this into a voucher also. So this is how you can capture this. So now I have made my inward supply of import of service 1 lakh rupees. And what is that I'm going to do now? Okay. Now I come to now I have to account for my liability and also for my this thing. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to come here, journal entry. Okay. Now this is the flag that, just now I showed you the flag to Mr. C.A. Kaushik. I just showed this thing. So use here, I said increase of tax liability and input tax credit. Okay. So additional detail here, the moment I select the first nature of adjustment, the additional detail, I have selected import of service. So it will remain here for you to always refer back. Okay. Now let me just quickly mark this as an optional voucher. Okay. I'm marking this as optional voucher. I'm pressing Control A. And then let's go to our GST report, DOG 3. Okay, now I have to change to February. So Alt F2 I can do, FEB, sorry, FEB, array, FEB. So Tally will automatically know the first day and the last day. Okay, see here, the moment you make an import of service, okay, so I have now disabled that journal entry. So the moment you make an import of service, Tally will automatically show you all your reverse charge. Will, the moment you mark and configure the master, it is going to show you here. See here, it is telling you reverse charge liability and input credit to be booked. I have not booked because the booking entry just now, journal entry, I have converted into optional, right? So now that is not taking effect. So now the moment you make an import of goods or import of purchase through RCM, Tally is going to put that value here automatically, right? So this is where Tally is going to tell you, I have taken this as per as per GST law, I am considering this in the return. But you have to now make this entry in your books of account so that my return and your books of account is going to match. So what I'm going to do, when you come here, enter, see, it is also going to show you the information here. So what did it say? Because you have made an import of your consultancy charges by properly configuring your master, Tally is now telling you the total tax liability on reverse charge on 1 lakh for you is 18,000 rupees. Okay. So you have not booked your liability. It is telling you you have not booked your liability, right? So it is telling you this is what is the detail of your import of service with the supplier name, voucher number, everything. Okay. And also Tally automatically in this report, see, this report will come for advance receipt. It will come for advance receipt. It will come for your purchase on RCM. It will come for import of service, whichever is on reverse charge basis plus advance, all that will come here. Okay. So the RCM also, there is an example I will show you. So now it is showing you here, and you have to now book in your books of account, right? So Tally is again, remember your secret number one. On the right hand side button bar, Tally is giving you the stat adjustment. So it's very simple. If you do the stat adjustment, Tally will automatically put the flag also. That is the advantage. If you escape and go to normal voucher entry, you have to select the flag. See here, when I come here and enter, see, Tally is automatically selected the flag. It says import increase in the tax liability, Okay, import of service. But in this case, I want to increase my tax liability because I'm eligible to claim my input credit on the same month. I can now go and change it, increase in tax liability and increase in this one. That is what I did. Okay, so in every report, when you see wherever you need to account in your books of account, okay, this report Tally will give you stat adjustment. You can pass the stat adjustment so that the flag also will automatically get selected. Now let me quickly come back to my optional voucher. Okay, now I'm converting this. So what I'm doing, so what I did, I selected increase in tax liability and input tax credit. Okay, so I've selected both, and I've also selected my additional detail. Now I'm converting this back into my original, my normal thing. Okay, so I'm going to convert this into regular. So how to convert into optional regular? I'm sure that all of you are aware. On the right hand side button bar, so because it is optional, you will see on the right hand side it says regular. So I'll press Control L. It has become regular, and I'm going to save. So that means I have passed this entry. I have accounted in my books of account. Now let us see what happens. DOG3, Alt F2, February. Okay. And now see, it is automatically removed the amount from here. This is like an intimation to you. February, yeah, intimation to you. Now when you come here, when you come, you know that you have made import of service. Just enter here. See, it is already telling you that your total liability on import is 18,000 on 1 lakh. You have already booked this 18,000 on 1 lakh. So balance liability which is not booked is 0. That means you have accounted in your books of account. Okay, so if you want to see what is this entry that I booked here, so please remember this two very important secret. You will do wonders with Tally. Just keep looking on the right hand side button bar what all you can do, and the F12 configuration. See here, liability and ITC booked. I want to see, okay, what is the entry that I have made, right? So if I want to make a new entry, I will select stat adjustment. If I've already booked, when I click here, it is going to show you the list of all the entries that I have booked. Tally is going to give me the list also here. Okay, you don't have to escape and go to your this thing. Okay, so now see, very simple. It is Alt F1. It is okay. It is now showing me my input tax credit also, right? So it is also showing me my liability, which is, it says inward supply liable to reverse charge. It is showing me 18,000, right? Okay, and then it is also, since I've said I'm eligible to claim this input tax credit, this 18,000 also it is showing you as your input tax credit. And see here what it is showing. It is showing my input tax credit on import of service. The earlier one we saw import of goods, and now it is showing you import of services, so that it will go and sit in your relevant box of that particular section or the table. Okay, see, this is okay, I'll come to that later. So is this clear? Import of goods and service. All right, so if you want specifically to mention import of goods, and you want to configure and link them one by, just now what I showed you is common thing. Based on your master configuration, it is automatically taken. But if you want to create a separate ledger saying that, this is my import of goods, and you want to do a one-to-one linking, then what you do, like I said, you will now go to this statutory information. I'm showing you both ways. Okay, so you go and say set alter, you make it as yes. And then now see here, I can now select a one-to-one thing. I'm saying import taxable. I'm going to take this. Okay, if it is import exempted and all those things, you are getting all. So this nature of transaction is very important. This is what is going to give you the correct information in your table in your GST return. Okay, so I'm going to say taxable and all those things. I'm going to do this. I'm specifying this. Now when Tally is going to apply in my journal entry or whatever it is going to see the rate that is in my ledger. So we saw the way the rate is calculated. Okay, so you can specify this if you want to do this as an individual thing. Okay, fine. Now we will go to RCM, right? So the next section is about RCM. So quickly, I will just show you what is the configuration that you need to do for your RCM, right? And then I've taken two RCM kind of a thing. One is your RCM GTA, and one is your other RCM security services where you are going to pay through this thing. So now here, I have this expenditure ledger where I'm saying RTM GTA. Very important configuration you have to do if for you to account in RCM. The first thing, in your F11, when you enable GST, you have to say I want RCM facility also. Only when you make this as yes, you can do this. Okay. So similarly, whatever we have seen earlier, you will see this again. It will say GST applicable yes, and you say yes, I want to set and alter the detail. And important thing here is this. Very important thing is that you will say taxable, and is reverse charge applicable, you will say yes. Okay, so this is your reverse charge applicable. The moment you say yes, when you see, the other beauty is the moment you say this particular expenditure ledger as reverse charge applicable, by mistake, if you are trying to select the GST ledger, Tally will not calculate GST, because you are already telling this is under reverse charge, right? So in the purchase invoice, it is not going to show, even by mistake, if you are trying to calculate add your tax ledger. So those are the the validation that Tally does, what we saw in the first slide, master transaction. Okay, the other one that you are seeing down is ineligible for input tax credit. You are certain that this input tax credit is not eligible to you, but anyhow you are going to, since you have created your IGST CGST ledger for calculation purpose, when you make your purchase entry, it is going to automatically calculate. So that way what happens is you can cross verify and make sure that your vendor is actually charged the correct rate of tax. Also you can do it. That is the advantage while passing your purchase entry in the invoice mode, right? So now you are taking that as you are selecting your IGST ledger, CGST, and SGST ledger. Okay, but you know that this is a negative list and you are not eligible. So instead of claiming and then going and passing a reversing entry using the journal entry, 100%, if you are sure that all the tax in this particular expenditure ledger is ineligible, you can come here and mark it as ineligible, so that Tally will automatically pass that ineligible entry, and it will go and put it in your GSTR 3B in the right place. Okay, so this is for the RCM. I'm saying this configuration we are doing, I am configuring for RCM, but I am eligible for input tax credit. So that is why is ineligible input tax credit is marked as no. Okay, so this is the configuration that you have to do for your ineligible, for your RCM to be Tally, for Tally to calculate or compute your RCM on a automatic basis. Okay, so now let me just come to uh, the entry here, and just give me a second. I have made a note in which month I have passed these entries. Okay. So let me open Alt F1. I'm going to select this entry, right? So now I have passed this entry in the month of August for the RCM purpose. Okay. So what are the configuration that I have done? So you come to accounts info, ledger, alter, RCM. So RCM GTA, just now I showed you applicable. I have made it as yes here. And see here, the RCM is not showing here, right? So how do you configure RCM? Remember your secret number 2. Press F12 configuration and see here you say enable reverse charge calculation, you have to say yes here. And if you want to mark it as ineligible, you can mark it as yes, or you can just leave it as no. Now it is asking you whether it is applicable on reverse charge. You will say yes here. Okay, and then you specify the tax rate, everything. Okay, and now you say whether this is service or goods. When you say service, you will get the breakup of service. So this is your expenses ledger under RCM. You are going to do it, right? And uh, so I'm going to show you RCM supplier registered. If your supplier is registered, right? So you get this, and you make this registered and all those things. You this is your normal thing that you are going to do, as your like how you create your customer ledger or your vendor ledger for your normal taxable purchase and sale. You will specify again state, and this thing is very important. You will specify all those things. And RCM unregistered, right? So URD RCM supplier, it is important for you to mark here as unregistered. Okay, so that you will get that information, split information here. So two entries of RCM, one entry of RCM from a registered supplier, and one entry of RCM from unregistered supplier is what is I'm going to show you the use case. Okay, now the other RCM expenses for me is uh, security. Yeah, RCM security service. So we have RCM GTA, I have RCM security service. So here again, I'm going to come here, mark this as yes. Okay, and I've told this as taxable, and is reverse charge applicable. I am saying this reverse charge is applicable. Now let's come to the entry. I come to my DSS. Okay, so I make my purchase entry in the month of August. Okay, so my first purchase entry is URD and by URD supplier, where he is supplying me security services. Okay, so 2nd of August, security services, right? So party, I'm selecting my particulars. Okay, now since this is under RCM, okay, I'm going to now select CGST. Tally will not calculate. Okay, IGST, SGST, tally will not calculate. So control home, enter. Okay, so this is my purchase entry that I have done under RCM, number one. Number two, this is a registered dealer who is supplying me, okay, who is supplying me RCM GTA, right? So who's no, is this, no, this is for ineligible. One sec. Where is this? Okay. So this is from URD supplier 150,000, right? And let us this use case I will come to you a little later. Okay. So let me add one more thing: the supply of security services from the. This is my unregistered supplier. What is he saying? Security is giving. Let me take the GTA part. Okay. So now I am here in the report, so I can add a voucher from here itself. Again, remember your secret number one, right hand side button bar, and in Tally ERP you have bottom button bar also. So I'm going to press Alt A, so I can go and add a voucher. Okay, so again on second entry I'm going to do, then I'm going to say RCM supplier registered. Okay, enter. Okay, here now I'm going to say RCM GTA. Okay, so let us say this is 1 lakh. 1 lakh. Okay, so this is under RCM. right? So again, Tally will not calculate tax if you are trying to add the tax ledger. Okay, so now I have made this entry. Okay, all this is your normal entry, just captured. So now let us go to the report. I go to display DOG, and then I go to 3, and then I'm going to press Alt F2, and then I'm going to say August. Okay, now you see here, Tally is telling you on reverse charge inward supply, you have a tax amount of 45,000 rupees, which see it is already showing you here. If you notice here on top, it is already showing you outward supply. See, you can press Alt F1 or you press Shift Enter. When you press Shift Enter, it is going to explode only that section of your table. I say Shift Enter. See here, automatically it is taken. Actually, there is an entry. 1 lakh. What is the date of entry? Okay. I had passed this using a journal entry. Okay, so you can pass journal entry also, right? So since now we have passed the same entry in the purchase, you can also pass it through journal. This is that I just want to show that I forgot this. So RCM GTA, and okay, and then your RCM supplier, you do it in journal or in your purchase voucher. It is going to show you this. Okay, so now what we will do is that I will just delete this journal entry or let it be there. So there are three RCM transaction where you have total liability of 45,000 rupees. So it is also going to give you your breakup. Okay, so this is your inward supply, which is also showing you as part of your liability, and also it is showing you as part of your input. Okay, so 25, again it is giving you the detail. Press enter, you can drill down and see all the detail. This is URD, no GST number, registered supplier. Okay, now let us see here. Okay, it says that you have made, okay, I'm just going to press Alt F1. It says you have now reverse charge inward supply for which there is 45,000. When you select this and enter, it is now going to tell you again that these are the three vouchers for which you are supposed to pass entry to impact your books of account for reverse charge, right? And these are the taxable value breakup, each type of supply. Okay, whether it is your RCM, this thing. Okay, so this is your RCM supplier. Okay, URD supplier and your registered supplier. Okay, press F12 configuration. So in any report you go, you just press F12 configuration, you will get more information. So it will also show eligible ITC. Okay, so if you have marked this, then you will also see what is eligible. So central tax is this, 100% is eligible, enter eligible, and all those things. Okay, so all these informations are there. Keep exploring your F12 config. This is too long, so I'm just going to leave this as it is, right? So now it says this is your total liability of 45,000, right? And you have to now basically uh, uh, pass this entry. Okay, so this is the liability, you are not booked it. So how are you going to book it? Again, you will see this is where one slight extra work that you are supposed to do. Currently Tally does not give you automatic value, so all you have to do is just make a note of your transaction value. The rate is 9% and it is 2,50,000. Okay, and the amount is 22,500 for each type of tax. Okay, you can do it individually or you can do it for all three together also. So now I'm going to start adjustment. Okay, so increase in tax liability. Okay, so if you feel that you are not eligible, then you can only increase your tax liability, and the input credit you can pass one entry and push it into your current asset also, so that next month you can convert into your input credit. That is where your adjustment flag is going to help you. So here I'm going to do, see now when I press here, i'm I'm assuming that I'm eligible for this input credit also in the same month. Okay, because I have a lot of other ITC from my normal purchase. Okay, so I'm going to claim this also. So I'm saying increase in tax liability, increase in input tax credit, enter. Okay, purchase under reverse charge. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to now debit my CGST. So rate is 9%. value is, this is where you need to enter the value, 2,50,000. Okay. And the amount is 22,500. Okay. So now again, I'm going to debit. So this is to claim my input credit. I'm going to debit my SGST. Once you enter, it will automatically remember, Tally will remember this 22,500. And very important, since I have one common ledger, I'm going to now credit CGST, which is to account for my liability, uh, 22,500. Okay, then I'm going to credit my SGST. Okay, 22,500. In case if you have output ledger, input ledger, in the first two debit, you select your input tax ledger. In the two credit, you select your output tax ledger if you have separate thing. Okay, now I've accounted for, and see here automatically now tally is automatically now tally is telling you that I mean, like 22,500, 22,500, you have already booked in your books of account. Okay, so it will now reflect in your GST tax ledger. If you don't pass this entry, okay, return will show the value, but your GST tax ledger will not get updated with the value. That is why this adjustment entries are very important. Clear? Any questions on this quickly? Now I'm going to show you uh, how do I handle my ineligible credit. Okay, so this is what my entry which was there in my purchase entry in the month of August. Okay, so this is the one. Okay, so I've created a ledger for us, just for you people to know. So I've created one expenditure ledger called ineligible ITC. That means under this expenditure, I cannot claim any input tax credit. So I don't want to claim and then reverse it and all those things. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to come here. Okay, this is whatever is my expenditure ledger name, I'm going to do. And definitely you have to say, even though it is ineligible, you will say that, because only when you say applicable, your tax ledger will automatically calculate. Remember that. Okay, so you will say applicable, and you have to come here, and then what you have to do here is, okay, now press F12 and enable this option to mark whether it is eligible or ineligible. So what I've done here, I have marked this particular expenditure ledger, that any input tax credit that I'm accounting for this particular expenditure, you automatically reverse it and put it under ineligible credit. That is what you are telling Tally. Okay, so I'm going to say ineligible, yes. I'm going to press Control A. Now you can say whether it is goods or services. So I'm going to select services. Okay, and I'm going to pass this entry. So I'm going to select this entry. Automatically it will calculate tax. Okay, because you are entering this in the voucher, in the invoice mode. So it is going to calculate tax, so that you can cross verify whether your supplier is charged the correct tax, whether this calculation is correct. If it's doing it in Tally, it is going to be correct. But if it's doing manually or in Excel or something, then it is going to be one validation for you. So I've done this entry. So August month is the entry that I have done. So let us go to my return. So DOG3 Alt F2 AUG. Okay. See here, automatically that 900 rupees, which I told that it is ineligible. So actually it is ineligible as per section 17.5. Right. So you don't have to pass one JV entry again. Only when you are 100% sure that you want to report it, and you want this to be reflected here, is where you do that configuration. Okay, so no need of journal entry. Automatically that 900 CGST, 900 IGST is come here. If you want, you can press enter and go back to the voucher. So this is your voucher. Even though you have debited your CGST and SGST account, it is automatically transferred that entry into as ineligible ITC as per section 17.5. So this is how you handle ineligible input tax credit also in Tally. So we have seen import of goods, we have seen import of service, we have seen RCM. Okay, the next one is RCM in case of outward supply. Okay, so RCM outward supply. Again, I have done one entry here. Accounts info. Yeah. So RCM outward supply, display uh, accounts book ledger. I just want to see what is the entry. November month. Okay. So now I want to see, I'm a registered person, but the service that I'm supplying, the particular service that I'm going to invoice, that comes under RCM, right? So how do I configure in Tally, and how do I report that in my GSTR1, saying that this is my outward supply attracting RCM? Okay. So what you do is that you go to accounts info. I'm creating a new ledger for my RCM sale. Okay. I'm going to accounts info, ledger. I've already created alter sales. I have created one ledger called sales RCM. Enter. Okay. So sales RCM. Again, important thing, applicable. Yes. Okay. And I'm going to come here. This is very important. Okay. Here you have to say, this is my outward supply. The earlier RCM that we saw was on inward supply. So I'm going to come here and then I'm going to say taxable. Yes. Is reverse charge applicable on the sales? You will say yes here. Once you say yes here, what happens we will see. Okay. So this is my master configuration. And now I'm going to come to DSS my sales to the month of November, right? So in the November, customer RCM. So customer RCM, I have made a sale. I'm making an outward supply where I mark this as RCM. Okay. And now let us say I am going to create CGST. Okay. Even though I am making a sales invoice. Okay. Since I marked this particular sale as my RCM sale, Tally will not calculate your tax. CGST or IGST or SGST, it will not cancel. So these are the controls and the intelligence that Tally brings in. Okay. End of list. So this is, I made a sale which is under RCM. So now it has to be reported under that respective table, right? So how is it going to report? So now there is one SEZ. I think there was this one query also. Export and SEZ. How do I, report? How does it get reported in the respective table? Okay. So SEZ. First, let me take export. Okay. Export, again, you are creating one ledger master export where I'm saying that country is United States, so Tally will know that it is export. Okay. Then another party I'm creating, this is another time. So all three I want to show you in the same month. So I'm going into this particular, I'm making a sale to my SEZ customer, whether he's an SEZ or SEZ developer. So then very important thing that you have to do in your master is what I'm going to show you now. So I'm going to say SEZ customer, control enter. Okay. And then I'm going to say regular. I'm going to give his GSTIN. And now you have to come here and you have to mark this as SEZ. Very important. If you don't mark it as SEZ, then it will not reflect in the proper table. It will go and sit in your B2B top table. It will not go and sit in sale to SEZ. Okay, so that is why master configuration is very important. Okay, so you have to mark this as SEZ. I mark this as SEZ. Okay, and then I'm making the sale entry, everything. So now what I'm going to show is we will see this. All my outward, these all three are my outward supply, export, SEZ, and my uh, uh, sales under RCM. Okay. So this is November month. So I come to my GSTR3, GSTR1 of my November month, DOG1, Alt F2, NOV, right? So yes, I have this now, right? So you see here, first is that 6A automatically Tally is calculated your export invoice. Okay. Because I have marked that as my foreign customer and all those things. I have got this, and also I have linked my export sales with the classification of nature of transaction as export. So I've done a one to one, right? So even you don't have to do one to one, but I'm just showing you. I'm showing you all use case scenarios. So it is automatically come in your export invoice table 6. It is already come. Now it is showing you B2B here, two things, right? So in two things, it is going to tell you, one is my SEZ customer that I have sold 1 lakh without tax under LTU and bond, whatever. Okay. The second is customer RCM. Okay. Now, though it is showing you the tax amount here, when you are filing your return, you have to mark tick saying that the second one should be, customer RC. This should be marked as is reverse charge. You have to say yes. Only then your form will not consider that as your liability. It will mark the liability for the purchaser. So now I'll just quickly export this and show you. Then only you will see how automatically Tally marks it, right? So let's say this is my GSTR return. Before you file your return, you have to make sure that this incomplete and mismatch information is 0. Okay. So I come here and then I come to export GSTR1. Now, Tally has automatically created the format as per the required format of GSTN, where Tally will automatically create your file, Excel file, and it will automatically create all those sections as per your GSTR1. So all you have to do is just take it as Excel. If you want to directly upload, then you will select JSON. Okay, now I'm going to show Excel, enter. Okay, so enter here, enter here. This is the file name that it will automatically create. Okay, enter. I want to open the exported file. Everything is fine. Enter. Okay, so overwrite. I had already exported earlier. Right. So your GSTR1 is ready. Now this Excel file, you can import it into your offline tool and then verify, and then, or you can generate your, I think from directly from here, you can generate your thing or import into this thing, because generally we directly export JSON file from Tally. I have not done this, offline update at all. Okay, so now you'll see here, you have this help instruction is there, B2B, and see here under B2B, 50,000 is automatically marked as reverse charge, yes. The first one it says no, the second one it says yes. So which means internally Tally is marked it. You don't have to put it in Excel and then do anything. Directly you export JSON file and upload, it will consider that in the respective table. It will go into the respective table of your GSTR 1. Okay, so this is how you handle your SEZ. Very important thing, again, ledger master configuration. Okay, so identify as SEZ person, especially SEZ person, e-commerce and all those things. Then the party that you are creating for export import, make sure that the country is not India. Okay, and also you have additional configuration where you can manage your ledger by linking the nature of transaction one to one for your master also. Fine. So that is also done. Then non GST inward and outward supply, right? So that was another requirement which we wanted to cover. So now I go to my display SS. I'm going to my purchase entry. I'm going to my December. Okay. Okay. Now I am making a purchase of non-GST goods, right? So first I will show you the configuration. Okay. Now this is my supplier who is supplying me non-GST goods. Okay. So now he could be a GST registered person supplying non-GST goods. Okay. So I enter. Okay. So now I can enter regular dealer, give his GST number, everything. Okay. Nothing, no additional configuration is required as far as the supplier is concerned. Okay. What is important is when you create your stock item, or uh, uh, generally it is going to be a stock item only, right? because services is either exempted service or taxable service. I don't think there is anything non-GST service. Okay, maybe electricity, I don't know. So I'm creating this ledger called diesel, sorry, stock item called diesel. So GST is going to be applicable for this, right? And then set GST rate here. This is what is very important. Okay. So now if you see here, I have not selected anything here, right? In the stock item, nothing is there. No configuration is done here, right? Now I come to my purchase ledger. Okay, I come to my purchase ledger and wait. So you are selecting your item, just create your stock item and then you enter here. So you enter here because there is no GST applicable for this item. So I'm saying 100 liters I have purchased at 100 rupees. Okay, I'm going to enter and now it is going to ask me my purchase ledger. This is very important. So I've created one purchase ledger for your understanding. I've created a ledger name itself as non-GST purchase. So I'm going to show you the configuration, what configuration you have to do for proper reporting. Control enter, right? And now again, I'll say GST applicable, though it is a non GST goods, you have to say GST applicable. Again, I'm repeating, anything when you say applicable, it is going to report in your form. If you say not applicable, it is not going to come. This is very important, primary secret that you have to understand. So applicable, and then I'm going to say yes here, and this is very important. If it is, if this option is not showing for you, F12 configuration, and you see set type of goods. The set type of goods should be yes. If type of goods is yes, then you will get this, and you will say this item is non-GST item, but I have to show it in my form. Okay, so I'm making this purchase, and Tally will automatically put this on the face of the on the face, saying that it is a non GST purchase, which is your ledger that is going to take this thing. Okay, I don't even need this, actually I have already taken that inside that. Okay, so I have entered this purchase, and let us say I am also selling this as a GST registered dealer. I'm selling this outward supply. So I'm going to go to sales in the month of December, enter, right? So again, customer, non-GST customer. Again, here it is the same thing. You can sell to a regular dealer, whatever. No change in your customer master. Okay, and item I have already done, right? So here, important thing again. Come here now. When you create your sales ledger, you have to configure for that particular sales ledger. If you have to say this is non-GST, if you don't say it is non-GST, it will automatically pick up the rate from your item or your stock group or your or at your company level. So I'll show you this configuration. I'm going to press Control Enter to see my master. Again, I'm going to say applicable. This is going to be yes here. Enter. Okay, so again, I'm going to say for my sales ledger, I'm going to say it is non-GST. I'm going to say this as yes. Control A, Control A. Okay, I have now I have now made this sale. Control A. Okay, I have made one non-GST purchase. I have made one non-GST sale. So let us go and see what happens to my report. So DOG3, Alt F2, DEC December, right? So here, see here, outward supply, Control Enter. Where is 7,500 coming? 7,500 is coming under non-GST outward supply, right? Now, what is this? Again, in your input side, it is also showing you that value of exempted nil rate or non-GST supply. Control Enter. Okay, it is also going to show you non-GST supply. Okay, so what is that we understand from this? What we understand from this very important aspect is that nature of transaction, configuring in the master, nature of adjustment, using the proper adjustment will give you 100% GST compliance data for that particular company. Okay, this is very important. Okay, so that's about your RCM, non-GST, SEZ supply. Inward also is the same thing. Only thing, it all depends on the configuration. SEZ we saw, export we saw, non-GST we saw, RCM we saw, import-export we saw. So what is left? So this is the RCM part which we saw.